there, everyone. My name's Andrew. Welcome to Canadian Starships live stream. We have our producer Ken here tonight. Say hi, Ken.
Hello, everyone.
And tonight we're continuing to hopefully finish off a bunch of the Enterprise details on at least one of these ships tonight. And so we're going to be working on some of the final paint details going into finishing this thing up so that we can get it gloss coated and get decals on. And I can see the end in sight. I can see the end. It's there.
The end is nigh.
Across the finish line. What was that?
I said the end is nigh.
The end is somewhere, and it's not too far off. I think. Well, I mean, look here.
Yes.
18 days till I have to leave. So.
Yep. Well, we have several people here joining us. Looks like 11 people. So far, I see people saying, we have Jody here saying, ahoy, hoy.
Welcome.
We have AK here. He says permission to come aboard.
Permission granted.
And Keith is here saying hello to you and I and to Jody and AK.
Well, thank you, everyone, for joining. You know, I always like to know who I'm talking to. So if you're here watching, just go ahead and say hi. Just like
Garrett did.
Just like Garrick EQ did. And now I know who I'm talking to. It's great to know who's here. So leave a comment. Let us know that you're here. Just even if you say hi or something like that. That way we know that you're watching. Well, I have a confession to make. I do not have tea Earl Grey hot tonight.
Uh-oh.
No, tonight I'm going Janeway style with the finest biological, the finest, oh wow, the finest organic suspension ever devised.
Coffee?
Black.
Yeah. Ben's Builds is here. He says, howdy, love seeing the two galaxies in a fleet formation behind you.
Yep. So I've gotten some stuff done. So if we pop over to this view here, see anything new on it?
Let's see here. Ooh. Everything just seems so nice with like the pods, escape pods. Are those yellow bands? Were they on before?
They were, yeah. I've gone over them with an extra brush coat.
Oh, I see it. Yes, the impulse engines.
Impulse engines are there, and
to do the phaser banks.
New? Pardon?
The phaser banks.
Yeah. So these small phaser banks up here and the small phaser banks down there have been added. We still have the underside phaser banks at the end here to add. There's ones under the pylons. There's ones just under the pylons here that need to be added. And then there's the main one under the secondary hull, which I'm going to have to check the positioning because it might have been dissected by the support post. So we shall have to see. I'll have to look at the studio pictures to see, the studio model pictures to see exactly where that goes. And we might have to slice and dice that one.
Trent is here tonight. Saying
welcome.
Hello to you and I and to everybody else in the chat. Michael Fontana has just showed up. He said, Earl Grey, hot.
Yeah, unfortunately, like I said, I'm going Janeway style tonight with the finest organic suspension ever devised. Coffee, black. I wonder if you can find those Voyager tea mugs somewhere.
Well, I'm sure there are. They have them out there somewhere.
Because if I do something like a 350 Voyager in a while, I'll probably need to go with the Voyager vibe, right?
How does how would a 350 Voyager be compared to the D? in size?
You know what? I'm not sure. Intrepid.
Like, it wouldn't be that much shorter, would it?
Intrepid class Starship specs. Let's see here. Intrepid class, memory alpha. So 344 meters long, 344 meters to inches. So that's 13,543 inches. I should write this down. 13,543, and we're going to divide that. 3 divided by what, 350? You're asking what size a 350 Voyager would be?
Yeah, roughly.
So if we do
something like that,
13,543 divided by 350,
would it be larger than like a 650 or about the same?
So it would be if my math and So if my math and Google is, Memory Alpha is correct about the size of the Intrepid class, then a 350 Voyager would be about 38.5 inches long.
Okay.
If we divide that by 12, so you're about a little under 3.25 feet. And the 650 Enterprise D is 3 feet.
Okay, so a little bit bigger then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just the back of the napkin math there. So, all right. Let's see. Where are we with the chat?
AK is saying, that's all my haze for the night. I'm working on the Thermopylae and will not be able to keep up with everyone who joins. And then Michael Fontana says, hello from a stormy night in Pittsburgh. Well, stormy night. Hopefully that makes for good viewing of some Canadian Starships staying aside.
Yeah, hopefully your internet doesn't go out and we don't lose you.
Yes. AK's making fun of the math thing.
Yeah.
Square it, factor it by 2, divided by the inverse of the width of the of the length. Russ is here.
Jody was saying that the 1,000 scale Voyager is shorter than the 1,000 scale Excelsior, I would imagine. Voyager is not really a large ship, so.
But for someone to add a 350 to their stash, you'd need a little bit more length than this D.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So Russ is here. He says, "Evening all. That's Cosmic Quest Hobbies." Ken's model shop is here as always. Welcome, Ken. Good to see another Ken.
Mm-hmm. All right. So we're going to review, and I'm going to make use of everybody's eagle eyes to make sure that we have caught all of the painted details that need to go on the top of the ship. There is one detail that I have discovered that needs to be added. And let me get a pointing tool here.
Who's going to be the first one to say it? You missed a spot.
Uh-huh. Oh, and my focus sheet's still on the back of my chair here. So the top of the photon launcher in the back here, it should be the same gray as the shuttle bay door here and this ring around the deck 1-2. So I've got to tape that off, and that's just a tiny little thing that will be airbrushed. I'm going to check the coloring of these little details here. So we'll head over to Todd's photo library, and we're going to have a look through some of these pictures and see what we are missing, if we're missing anything. So we're going to start with the secondary hull. So let's pop over here. And I'm just going to move this. Oh, I'm going to manually work this around my face cam here. So you can see a nice full picture. So I have to paint the photon launcher here, that same gray.
Right.
That the rear photon launcher is going to be. So we'll probably paint that with the ship right side up, so I don't have to reload paint.
You said these are Todd's photos of the
These are Todd's photos of the 6-foot studio model of the Enterprise D.
Well, that kind of answers the question we had from Jody the other week, I believe, about the color of the nacelles. If it's red when it's not lit.
Yeah, so we're just not sure whether that's original or not.
Right.
But I've decided to keep them frosted. I've decided to keep them the frosted white.
Yep.
So that if the clients want to play with it at all and change up the color scheme for whatever reason, they're not limited to what this piece has been painted.
Right.
And that's
a feature worth fighting for, really.
Yeah, I think that it's valuable having that flexibility there. So we're going to put more another airbrush coat of the yellow on here, and it's a bit of a darker mustard yellow, but because of the coloring underneath, the actual yellow paint it's brought down to roughly this color, so I don't have to mix any paint there. I'm not seeing anything here that has to be added. The only things added here are the decals. But if you're seeing any paint details that should be added, as we go through here, leave a comment and let me know where you saw a paint detail that should be added. I mean, we're not going to get much out of these photos because they're a little out of focus. But...
Right.
You okay there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
It's all.
If anybody else is saying anything, I'm assuming you're doing the yellow there on those thrusters on the nacelle.
Yeah, those are decals. We can barely hear you now.
How's that?
Better. It went all distorted and like your microphone was moving around and stuff. Let's see. Cosmic Quest Hobbies is here and says, "Hey Andrew, do you use the sticky mat in your silhouette cutter when you cut your paint masks?" I had not been doing that. I'd been cutting off the roll, but for fine detail cuts, for example, the small cuts for the windows, I've found that it really does benefit using the sticky mat. So you don't have to, but I find for precision. So for all of the, let's see here. So for all of these escape pods, and let me zoom in here on a section of them there. So for all of those escape pods, those are painted and masked, and I designed the vinyl masks and cut them. So for all of these, because they have to be precision cut, since the inside piece has to go back in, and it may not be, or it definitely wouldn't be the same inside piece that came out of the stencil, because there's no way to get the exact same piece back in. So they all had to be completely uniform, which meant they had to be cut exactly. So for those, I definitely use the sticky mat because it gives the little extra added precision for some reason.
Michael Fontana says, I thought it was gray when the ship had no power to the warp engines.
the bizarres. Like there's a number of things. They look black in some shots when the power's down. So it's kind of it's just kind of do what you think is going to be best for whatever purpose you're doing. So at least that's what I'm thinking. All right, let's go back to the studio model pictures here and see what we can find. Obviously, we have to do the copper coating, but I'm going to be doing that after all of the clear coats are on.
Russ says, thanks for the info tidbit.
You're very welcome.
Anybody seeing anything?
So moving on. So here you can see that that gray patch on top of the photon launcher. And I only just noticed that a couple days ago when I was scanning through these photos, just looking for details.
What's does the sensor band going to be the same as on the saucer for right there?
Yeah, I'm going to do them all uniform.
Okay.
I'm not going to add this ugly sticker to it.
Right.
Nor am I going to add the damage stickers. You can really see one of those little greeble details here that we went through the effort of adding.
Yeah.
And you can see how not all of their windows turned out perfectly.
Yep, you sure can.
Again, we've got that gray here.
You've added that?
I've already added that. I caught that before. We're going to avoid adding the damage here. There's that phaser bank that goes underneath that we'll have to see if we're going to have to work around that post that's there. Okay, so what do you think? I think these are just the same color as the surrounding panels.
I think you're right. It's just some natural, shading that you're getting from just natural light.
Yeah. So we don't have to worry about that. It really seems like the majority of the paint work is the Aztec detailing.
Blair is here.
Welcome, Blair. We're looking for any final paint details I may have overlooked on the studio model. Just trying to make sure that we have caught everything. These little kind of like divot sections on
indented areas.
Nacelles, yeah, they've been painted that kind of cool gray.
Jody's asking, are there any lights in the other phasers or just the mains?
Due to the way that the kit is designed, we only have them in the main saucer phaser arrays, upper and lower. It would be cool to be able to add LEDs to some of the other locations, but that is a ton. That would be a ton of work for little return. There's that panel we're going to do on top of the phaser. Sorry, the photon launcher. Okay, we're at the end of this bank of photos.
Blair says, you overlook a detail? That's hilarious.
Trying not to. We are so close. So close. And I'm going to be doing decals next week.
Yeah. Well, that's you want to make sure you got all your paint down before you do that.
Yeah, we're looking at the saucer section now. And again, most of the details are most of the paint is the Aztec pattern.
Yeah.
I just did another coat of the phaser array last night because I wasn't happy with the density of the paint color here. it's a fine balance. You need enough paint on the surface so that it looks like it's colored, but you don't want enough that it prevents the light from coming through.
AK says it would be helpful if you could do split screen to your model with the studio.
I don't know how to do that off the top of my head.
I think the main thing is just looking for anything that's not matching the colors of the Aztec coloring.
Anything that is a paint detail that you see, call it out, and I will know if I've done it or not.
Blair says you are the master of details.
And thank you.
And Jody says, I know about all about a ton of work for little reward.
Well, your ships are so little. And Ken says, Andrew, are you going to use Vallejo paints when you build the 1400 scale Enterprise D? Probably.
Also, did you want to make note to anybody in the audience who isn't in Discord about the new Enterprise D that showed up? Isn't there a scale difference?
Oh, yeah, I've got, yeah. So I can tell you this. While we look at these pictures, I can tell you what happened with that. So I was supposed to receive another 650 Enterprise D from Helios. To keep in my stash and build at some point. Oh, you can really clearly see here that these windows on the rim are basically done the exact same way I did them. Those are painted.
Right. Yeah.
So they clearly did those exactly the same way. The thrusters are all, I've got decals for the thrusters. And I'm using the decals, I'm not painting, because the decals are going to cover some roughness on the added bits here, because those I had to add with putty. And so it's hard to get a perfect finish when you're using putty in an additive way. So I'm definitely using the decals for that portion of it. So I was supposed to get a 650 scale from Helios version 2. And I got a notification from UPS. This is decal here. That I was receiving a package. The sending address and business name told me it's the 3D printer that Helios uses. So I was expecting the 650 to arrive, and I ended up with 1,000 scale. So I contacted Daniel over at Helios, and turns out, okay, well, we're going to overlook that fact. These escape pods are upside down compared to all of the others. I didn't know that. They're right side up on these models. We're going to gloss over that. Why would they put them upside down? Anyway, so talking to Daniel at Helios, so what I got from him is that they were really proud of the 1,000 scale and were excited and wanted me to see the 1,000 scale, so they sent me the 1,000 scale.
Okay.
And so I'm going to do an unboxing. So after Wonderfest, I'm going to do an unboxing and review of the 1,000 scale kit. Then what we're going to do is, if there is a Canadian, if there's a Canadian customer of Helios that is ordering the 1,000 scale, it will go from here to that customer.
Okay.
And because it's already been imported into the country. And then Helios will do up a 650 for me on their next run.
Nice.
Unless I open up the box, get looking at the model and fall in love with it and decide I want to keep it. then they'll give me a heavy discount on the next 650 scale Enterprise D.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So that's the story with that. I have it sitting there. I haven't opened it up to look at it yet. I'm keeping it closed up in the box until I'm going to work with it just to keep it safe.
Let's see here. We got some questions here.
Says my 650 Enterprise D showed up this past Wednesday. She is huge. Yeah, they are a decent sized model. I mean, if you're familiar with the 1400 scale, right? Then some of you may have seen this before. But here's the 1400 scale saucer sitting on top of this thing.
Always nice to see that comparison.
And here, oh, where did that go? So let's just center this up a little bit. And then on top of that, oh, fell through. And on top of that, there's a loonie, just for size reference there. So good size kit.
AK says someone was drinking that day, I guess, in regards to putting on those escape pods. Jody's asking, do they have a payment plan? LOL.
I don't know, Jody. And Blair says, do you need another 650? I know a guy. 650 kit I want to have in my stash. I want to have the version 2. I want the quality of life upgrades. There are a lot of quality of life upgrades that Helios has made to the version 2 of this kit based on some of the issues and struggles and stuff that those of us building it ahead have communicated to them. So after going through all of the issues with these two, because they're both exactly the same kit, but each of them gave me completely different battles to fight. When I build the next one, I want to build the version 2. How do you know if it's version 2? So you know how on these models, the saucer section for the phaser array had those 5mm round holes all around where they expected you to put 5mm SMDs in. And that was their plan for doing the phaser array effect. And I didn't do it that way. And I opened it all up. I ran the high density LED strip on its side. And then some other builders on YouTube, after much experimentation trying to do it some other ways, decided to do it the same way I was doing it. Helios decided to modify and set it up so that the default now is to do it that way. So the phaser array comes already open, fully open, and I believe they've engineered in a channel that, one, gives it the structural integrity it needs once that phaser strip material is not in there, and two, gives you that channel to place those LEDs into. So that's definitely different. Version 2, they've got
superstructure.
So they've created an armature for it, so you don't have to go through that R&D of building your own armature for it, because I do not trust that 3D printed material to hold on its own over the long haul. I know the other guys building it on YouTube put armature through the secondary hull into the saucer, but they did not add any support to those nacelles. And I'm a little concerned that their nacelles may start to droop over time. These are have steel, not steel rod, but steel strips, shaped to the exact same shape as the pylons. Those nacelles are not going anywhere, and that's mounted that's connected directly to the rest of the metal armature within the model. So you have no concerns about the structural integrity of these things. These things will survive being carried around. They'll survive sitting on a shelf for years and years and years. They will not budge because everything's been built around that metal structure. But they do provide the majority of the metal structure, the metal armature for it now. They still do not provide the back end support for the pylons, and so I would still have to add that. But I've got the buck to shape that around still. I'm keeping that. But so there's the metal armature, but also I was going to say molded, but printed as part of the print of the version 2 kit are areas for for example, the disc in the saucer. So the aluminum or whatever disc in the saucer, it fits into some placement pins and stuff like that, so that you know that you've got your armature properly lined up. So they've added some points on the inside of the model to be able to line it up and secure it to the armature. So those are a lot of the things that you would easily be able to see that they've changed on the version 2 kit. Also, I believe that they fixed the missing material for the impulse deck housings here, because that just wasn't there. We had to scratch build walls here for that. So just a lot of quality of life stuff that they have fixed for the version 2. And I believe the shuttle bay, the main shuttle bay door, I think that comes as a separate piece now. So if you have to open up the main shuttle bay and put a shuttle bay in there, you don't have to cut away the main shuttle bay door and add a replacement part.
You almost need an aftermarket set for the shuttle bay, main shuttle bay, because it's something you never. I think, did they show it just once, or did they even show it at all?
They only showed the interior of the main shuttle bay on cause and effect.
Right.
Once they open up the shuttle bay, the main shuttle bay, to create the thrust needed to move the Enterprise out of the way at the end of the episode. Sorry, spoilers, but I mean, it's almost a 40-year-old television show now, right? So if you haven't seen it yet, it's not on me. So if those are spoilers for you, it's not on me. So those are some of the differences. They do now also make, again, inspiration that they've taken from these builds. They have now created a bridge piece to go inside and a conference room piece to go inside. So you can get those. I don't know if they come standard with the model or if you get them separate. I'm not sure how that works, but they have those available now for the model since they were able to see that you can see inside, especially if you use the Solar-Res glass trim.
Yes.
So, all right, let's go back to the photo, the studio photos here, the studio model photos, I should say, and see if there's any other paint details that we are missing. And I am not putting the tape. I'm not putting the tape on. Let's see.
Blair is saying, I got those pieces, bridge and conference room. It's crazy.
Yeah. So I did not paint the bridge and conference room inside these models. Donnie, who's part of the HTM group, painted those for me, and he was interested in the challenge of painting those small pieces. So
he did a phenomenal job.
And Garrick says, how much is their 1,000 scale? That I don't know. I don't know how much it is. I haven't asked them how much it is yet. And Ben says the bridge conference room pieces do come with it as okay. See, you guys, some of you know more than I do with the new kits. So that's good to know.
And my understanding is too, with the pricing, it can vary from month to month depending on what's happening in the world.
I'm going to avoid adding these details to the model, and like this detail here, I'm going to avoid adding those. But yeah,
the accuracy,
you can clearly see that they did these windows exactly the same way I did. So they
Right,
would have
yeah.
painted black underneath, they would have masked them off and then pulled those masks to reveal the paint underneath. So I'm really happy that I did this and didn't do it the way the other guys did, where they just added the vinyl at the end, because those
Right.
vinyl windows are just going to come off at some point.
Yes.
Because they're not, well, they I don't know. Well, they may have sealed them in with clear coat, but I don't know. I like, if I have vinyl, like the little greebly bits, I like them to be sealed under the paint and under the clear coats. Oh, there's a couple masks it looks like they forgot to take off. Either that or it's just the light glare. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell at times.
There are some masks that they did, window masks they did forget to take off on the studio model. It's fascinating to see. You know what? I'm pretty much not seeing any additional painted details that we have to work on other than the ones I've already. Oh, you can see a little bit of material poking out of the sensor band there.
Mm-hmm. Michael Pro is here. He says, "Good evening, everyone."
Good evening. And Garrick says those details could just be, oops, I bumped it against the wall. Those are that's exactly what those are going to be. Let's see. There's the escape pods. I'm really happy with the way the paint turned out on those escape pods. I think it's going to look really, really good between the paint and the decal I'm putting over top.
Right.
I'm not going to add that stain there. It's not the Falcon. We're not adding every stain and scratch and dent that appears.
Unless you were only doing the saucer.
And it crash landed on Viridian 3 yet.
Yep.
Once we flip it over, it looks like this is a bit of a darker gray than what I put on it. So I'll mask that off and paint it the same darker gray as I did on the top saucer there. The same colors I did here. So that's one detail we'll want to take care of.
So is that just like is that an actual like blue line there around the base? Line. Just under the whatever, like the B deck, I guess that is, at the base of it.
Are you
under the windows?
Where's my mouse? Where's my mouse? Okay, are you talking about this ring?
Nope, closer towards the bridge, right at the back.
Oh, are you talking about this?
Nope. To the rear. See the windows to the rear of the next lower section. Okay, those windows, but go around to the rear of that.
Yeah.
Section of the ship. To the aft. Go aft. Keep going aft. That's the 4 section. Go to the aft.
This is the aft. This is 4.
Is that the
forward.
aft?
Yeah.
Okay, then the forward.
So are you talking about this piece here?
Just up a little bit, directly under the windows.
Oh, this?
Yeah.
That's a shadow.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's a bit of a gap here on the studio model.
Oh, okay.
And in fact, this whole piece, the whole bridge module section, would come out, and they could mount the saucer there for when they did shots with the model upside down. Let's see. And Garrick says you should have put those in numerical order. If you're referring to the escape pods, we are going to be putting them in a logical order. On the studio model, there's just a handful of numbers that are repeated all over the ship randomly. They did it that way because time, money, and well, they never expected anybody to actually see it. So, but because I am printing the decals myself to go over top the paintwork, we are individually numbering them, and there is going to be a logical sequence to them. So,
Ben's Builds has a question for you. He says, Andrew, are you open to selling masking sheets that you have made for the windows and selling escape pods?
I can do that. I have provided some of the window masks to people. All I'm asking for is the cost of shipping and basically just my money back on the supplies and stuff to make them. So I've already shipped a bunch out to some people who have asked for them. For the window masks, I can also do a bunch of escape pod masks as well. That's not a problem. All right, so that's the end of the saucer section pictures. Let's check the nacelle pictures. There's not very many of these. Obviously, we've got to do the copper, but I want everything clear coated before I do the copper on here. And let's see. Most of this stuff is, so this has been taken care of. This has been taken care of. Most of the other markings here are decals. I think that we are now aware of everything that has to be done. So let's go back to the model here. And let's get rid of the 1400 and the Looney.
Ben's Build says, I'll talk to you directly about it and at Wonderfest in a few weeks.
Sure.
We'll pay you for all those costs and buy you a coffee.
Sounds good. If you're going to be at Wonderfest, I will try to remember to cut a set of the window masks and a bunch of the escape pod masks and bring them with me. If that works for you.
Buck's here. He says, hey, everyone.
Buck's here. I'll try to make sure that I'm not saying that Buck is my producer tonight. 2 weeks ago, Buck was in the chat, and at the end when I was saying thank you to Ken for producing, I first said thank you to Buck, our producer, and then I realized, nope, that's not Buck, it is Ken. That's what you get when you've got streamer brain.
That'll happen. Yeah, Ben says, no rush. I haven't even started my build. I just want to start the inquiry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I throw a set of them in my bag and bring them down, then we're saving all of the shipping and stuff like that. So, all right, what are we going to do first? I think we're going to do the photon launcher back here and the photon launcher on the front. The only problem is you're not really going to be able to see the work I'm doing on the photon launcher on the front. Yeah. Do I want to do something different first?
Yeah, because it's kind of a pain to move the camera around down to the end of the saucer.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'll start with the yellow on the nacelles. And so we'll start getting those masked off, and then we'll spray those down. And then while we're spraying those down with the yellow, we'll swap models, and we'll get the same thing done on the one back here.
That sounds like a good plan.
We are getting so close. So close. The next question is do I bring one or two of them to Wonderfest?
Well, it depends how many other things you want to pack in your vehicle.
Yeah, I've got the supplies to make the crates. The supplies to make the crates are actually at work because I am recycling materials that we used to have as flats for productions they used to do way in the past. And either that material is getting thrown out or I'm recycling it for crates. So I'm recycling it to make the crates. All right. Tape. We need the tape.
AK is saying you should print several sets. I'm sure there will be some people there who would like them.
Yeah, I could print a few sets and just have them around. Also, if you are, let me just say this, if you are building it, And if you are interested in doing the metal strip, the like the steel strip in the pylons to give those pylons some extra support, like I did, I will bring this with me to Wonderfest. This is the buck I made for bending the pieces to the exact correct or close to the exact correct shape needed to go into the pylons here. Once you've done it, then you do need to do a little bit of refinement, because you can only get it so far, and then it's the piece is gonna bounce back, and so you kind of have to then work it a little bit. But anybody who wants to make use of this while it is at Wonderfest, you can go to, I mean, I don't know where you would get the steel strip down in the US. I'm assuming that hardware stores would sell it. I get it at Canadian Tire here, but that doesn't translate into the US. But you could pick up some steel strip at or bring some with you, and you can use this, because it's the correct length. This piece will actually sit snugly on top of the pylons and just sit perfectly in there. It has been created to be the exact shape of and size of the pylons. So you can use this to bend it around. So I will have this with me, and
you could also make a couple of paper templates of it. And
you could, if you wanted to make your own.
Just make one, and then you could photocopy a few.
So I had this with me last year. I will bring it with me again in case anybody is wanting to do that, because this has already been made. Feel free to make use of it there if you want to.
Although if you have the version 2 kit, I guess no, you still need it, I guess.
Yeah, the version 2 kit does not have the pieces on there. All right, I am going to we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to refill my carbonated water, and we are going to manually run a commercial. And while we're doing that, I'm going to throw up some footage of the Starship light of the Enterprise D while it's lighted for you. And we won't be too long here.
And we'll get some water as well.
Yeah, so take a quick break, grab some water, grab something to drink, grab some snacks maybe, and we will be we'll start getting some stuff masked up here.
And good night to Keith. He's taking off.
All right, have a good night, Keith. We will see you later. All right, well, let's run that ad, and let's run some Starship footage. We'll be right back. There's Jody using his catchphrase there. Let's see. AK says you should print several. Oh, sets. Yeah, we already saw that. Ben says make sure to leave room in the car for cool stuff you buy from the dealer room. I don't really typically buy a whole lot from the dealer room. We have to bring everything across the border. And we already saw roll that beautiful Starship footage from Jody. So yeah. All right, we are going to start. Where am I here? We're going to start masking this off. I'm sure Ken will be back here in a moment.
And I'm back.
All right.
So here, Ben's asking, what size metal bar did you use for the nacelle bracing?
If you give me a moment, I will check, because I'm pretty sure I've got some offcut pieces.
And then when you move to, I don't know if you want to get rid of your face cam for the moment.
Oh yeah, that might be a good idea.
We're just seeing the back of your chair mostly.
Well, I need my glasses to be able to see what button I'm pressing to remove my face cam overlay. There we go.
Yeah, I guess so. It'd be like with the thicknesses of the bar and roughly what length or width, I guess.
Yeah. The question is can I lay my hands on it? That's the question.
What do you?
That is the question which concerns our people, Captain Kirk.
What do you, the viewer at home, think?
Well, I'm not able to lay my hands on it immediately, so I will have to look for it and get back to you. All right, I was going to try to, let's see here. So I was going to try to put just the regular straight full piece of tape on, but I'm going to have to throw some thinner stuff on to start with. Sorry, just looking for my straight edge. I'm just going to have to cut some thinner stuff.
I'm just going to ask this one. I don't know if you read this when I was away there. Ben had asked Andrew, make sure to leave room in the car for cool stuff that you buy in the dealer room.
Yeah, I did. I saw that one, and I typically don't buy much in the dealer room because we have to bring it back across the border.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if there was something truly wonderful that I couldn't pass up, then of course I would get it. And I would bring it back across the border. But it would have to be something truly wonderful and unique that I could not get anywhere else. So.
Buck says something wonderful at Wonderfest. No way.
I mean, there's a lot. Don't get me wrong. There's lots of truly wonderful things at Wonderfest, and if I had an unlimited budget and unlimited duty-free capacity,
yeah,
I would bring all kinds of wonderful things home with me. But alas, that is not the situation. And so we want to use discretion in how much we bring back. Because there are some other beautifully sized models that I would like to acquire in the future. So, and there's also There's also equipment that I need to acquire. I need to. I don't want to keep using this face cam all the time because I have to set it up every single time I use it. So I want to get a dedicated face cam that's nice, good quality, and can stay put and doesn't have to go anywhere. So, you know, things like that. Oh, you may notice my chair is not making rude noises anymore.
Oh, that's nice.
I threw some WD-40 on it last night during the HTM live stream.
And we can't see what you're doing.
Camera!
Buck agrees that there's wonderful stuff there to buy. He says there is. I spent about $250 last year on wonderful things.
Yeah. It's not hard to spend a lot of money there very quickly. I also really only bring the cash I think I'm going to need with me, because we have to go through the process of getting it exchanged and all that kind of fun stuff. So
here's a question for people who've been to Wonderfest. Do any of the vendors there with the older kits, do any of them haggle, or are they able to be haggled down for a lower price?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's
and there's some guys we know who I think just absolutely enjoy doing the haggling. That's not me by nature, but there's some guys that just absolutely love talking them down.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would say that's maybe a Canadian thing, because it's not me either, but my dad will try to talk people down. So
yeah.
And he was born in Canada.
It was Northern Canada, born and raised on the snow banks. I forget how the real one actually goes there.
In West Philadelphia, born and raised.
Where I spent most of my days.
Yeah.
Chilling out, freezing. Being all cool. Playing some
throwing some snowballs.
Playing some shimmy. I thought I was cool.
Ben says, yeah, you can usually haggle, but the best way to get a deal is to buy a few things and bundle. And AK says, Ian.
Yeah, he would love he loves to haggle. It's always the talkers.
Yeah. My understanding of it too would be, like, is it something that's going to be there at the end of the show? Because if it is, you might be able to get a deal because they don't want to take it home with them. But then again, alternatively, you risk the fact if you wait too long, it might be, purchased by someone else.
Yep. Very true. So last year I was looking for the things I was looking for in the dealer room were the JJ Prize, which I found and bought and then sold it to Jordan because he was also looking for it, and figured better for him to take it because he doesn't have to take it across the border. And then the other thing I was looking for that I will not be looking for this year is 1400 scale Enterprise E's until I saw that they were going to be repopping them, and then I stopped looking.
Yes.
And just waited.
That probably saved you a few dollars.
Well, they were starting to get ridiculous on the secondary market.
Yeah.
As the models do.
And I'm sure that'll happen again. People, once they stop making them, people start hoarding them again, and same thing will happen.
Yep. If somebody thinks they can make a buck,
they will. Buck says, okay, just dropped in to see what's happening and give a like. Going to go build and make videos. See you later. Well, you take care, Buck.
Have a good night.
Yeah.
Enjoy building and making videos.
Do you have any of the cling wrap like Jordan uses?
No, I don't have anything like that.
Well, if it's model that size, you could just do like drape old towels and stuff over the saucer. And
I do have newsprint.
Well, there you go.
Oh.
Ben says, I'm hoping to find a good deal on some Battlestar Galactica or Pegasus kits. They're way too expensive on eBay right now.
Yeah. I mean, I'd love to get some good Stargate models. I'd love to get specifically a nice sized Daedalus. Oh, I am masking off the wrong part there. I was covering the part I want to paint. Yeah, I'd love to get a good sized Daedalus model, like Daedalus class Starship model.
AK says I got my JJ Prize off eBay about 10 years ago for $50. Nice. Captain Distraction is here. He says, hey, for the wood block for the nacelle insert, could you trace it onto paper, or how much of a chore was it to get the correct shape? Looking at my version 2 nacelle struts assembly, and it probably should be done.
Yeah, I think it should be done, but it's just my opinion. You'd have to have a decent woodworking shop to create that out of, like, that is solid. What is this?
Wood.
I think it's solid maple, right? And you want it to be a nice solid hardwood, because you're creating some decent forces as you're bending that steel strip. I mean, if you're at Wonderfest and you want to take a tracing of it, go for it. That was this quote here.
Yes.
So wood block for the nacelle insert, could you trace it onto paper, or how much of a chore is it to get to? Yeah, so it's obviously easier to trace that one than to do it yourself, but I mean, it was done once, it could be done again, right? So it's definitely possible to do just from the model parts. Okay, we're gonna grab some of my newsprint.
Just looking at that newsprint, looks like nothing interesting has been happening around there.
Sorry, what's that?
just being a smartass. I said, looking at that newsprint there, it looks like nothing major has been happening around there.
Yeah, well, it's I've got a whole roll of like the newsprint roll end, because they can only use it so long before they have to stop and put a new roll on, so they don't damage their machines printing. So I've got a whole roll of it, of the roll end. We used to be able, so the town where I grew up, there was a packing like a packing plant, and so they'd have Bristol board on these these massive rolls of Bristol board for all the packing they would do, like product packaging.
Yep.
And so we used to be able to get the end of the roll for the Bristol board, which was really, really nice. But that plant shut down. Okay. Let's throw some yellow.
You don't want to go any further back with the some paper or something on the nacelles? Better safe than sorry.
I mean, I could.
Just saves you from, sometime tomorrow or whenever you find just a few odd specks of yellow. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, we hate overspray. Say no to overspray.
Yeah. The only other place I'd be looking at is near the nacelle there on near the port side, starboard side of the saucer section, nearest the nacelle.
In here? Or here? Right here?
No, the starboard side.
You're just referring to this area here?
Yeah.
Where the paper's torn a little bit?
Yeah. Maybe overkill, but I don't know. My theory is always better safe than sorry. Especially with, as much work as you put into that.
I figured your motto would be better safe than arrested by the RCMP.
Well, yeah, that too. That falls back to RoboCop's, quote of don't get into trouble.
Yeah.
Or stay out of trouble, I guess it was.
We don't have much RCMP action here, but because we have OPP, but
you don't have a municipal police force as well?
Yeah, we do. So we have city police.
Yep, and then OPP.
Yeah. AK saying to Captain, I'm assuming he means, Captain Distraction.
Yep.
If you have a woodcraft store nearby, you could talk to them and get someone to make that for you if you do not have a wood shop. Yeah, that's a good idea.
And someone might even have, scrap wood that you can utilize.
See, my advantage is that my dad has a professional woodworking shop at his place. And so, one, he's got all kinds of wood just laying around from projects and stuff. But two, he's got all the equipment there to do it. And that's where I went to do the, to fabricate the armature for this. I went to my dad's shop because he's also got the welding tools and everything there on site. All right.
Captain Distraction says, I have a bit of a shop here. I was thinking of rotering it out with jigs. Hardwood makes sense, and I probably have plenty here.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to use pine or something like that because you're just going to destroy the buck from the force of the
Bending the metal.
Yeah. Let's just so you're not looking at the back of my head. Oh, where is my paint cup? There it is.
There you go.
Just one of those miscellaneous things I could stand to buy if I could find any. Is a couple more of the Badger paint cups.
Oh, that's not that hard.
I haven't found any, at least for a reasonable price. I tried some generic off of Amazon. They were absolutely terrible. I actually got my money back on them because they were so bad. What I found interesting on the studio model, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see this, but the edge of the nacelle here, so not the flat section here, but the edge that extends out is yellow on the edge.
Oh, okay. Let's see here. Badger airbrush paint cups. Let's see if I can find some for here really quick.
And you can see because I've got the gray underneath the yellow, it keeps the yellow from being too bright.
Yes.
On here because it's a very muted, toned down yellow in these sections. So I don't have to do that in the mixing of the color because the darker underlay color is doing that work for me. You know, a longer air hose on this thing.
Which version of the Badger is it?
The Crescendo 175.
Okay.
But whatever I do as far as paint cups, I'll stick with the OEM paint cups rather than aftermarket ones.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was kind of looking to see if I could find actual Badger brand ones. Like Iwata sells some of their detachable color cups for like $22. That's Canadian, from a Canadian store.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that just evens out that color a little bit, which is what I wanted to do there. So
let's see here. People are talking. You're gonna switch.
I'm just gonna hope that the paint doesn't start drying up in my airbrush while I switch models here.
Let's see here. Let's see here. AK says, "Hey, Captain D, if you have a wood craft store nearby." Yeah, I think we read that one. Captain D says, "I have a bit of a wood shop here. I was thinking of rotering." Yeah, I read that. Ben's Build says, "Andrew, did you ever get any more information from Badger about a new airbrush recommendation?"
So the CEO reached out to me asking how he could help. And I responded, and I have not heard anything back since. I've just sent some reminders, emails, just, hey, just a reminder, I'm here. I'm looking for some assistance with this. And I haven't heard anything back yet. So I have no idea what's going on there. Who knows? Maybe I'll find an airbrush I fall in love with at Wonderfest.
David James is here. He says, what was the thickness of the bar you used, Andrew?
I will have, like I said, I will have to find one of the cutoffs, one of the spare pieces that came off the end, and I will have to let you guys know. So if I happen to find that during the week, ask me again on the next live stream, and I should have an answer for you. So we've just swapped up. Oh, I'm going to turn my compressor off here. Otherwise, it's just going to keep making noise. So I've swapped one of the Enterprises off of the rolly bench and put the other one on.
All right. AK says, I learned a long time ago, when it comes to airbrushing, quality equipment is the difference between crud and amazing.
Yeah.
So your Captain Distraction says, interesting observation on the yellow. The TV paint job, it was confined to the rings, but for Generations repaint, it goes to that edge.
Yeah.
Certainly appreciate them making the mask easier for us. And then Alan Kelly says, I have color cups for the Badger 100. They are compatible, or are they compatible?
I would not know. The let's see here. So this is the little cup that came with it, and the spout, I guess you would call it, exits right in the very bottom of the cup inside, which is important for being able to get all the paint out. A lot of the aftermarkets don't necessarily do that. So, all right, we are going to, oh, here are the rest of the phaser strips that'll have to go on. They're painted and sitting there ready to go on when we flip it over. So we're going to mask this one's nacelles and get the yellow on there. But seriously, just so close to being done, these things.
Alan says, no, they are not compatible.
All right. That answers that. Oh, I'm not liking that. There's a gap there. Let's see. There's a gap in here that I missed. And a gap over here I missed. So we are not going to paint those yellow tonight, because I'm going to need to do some fill work there. So you can come back off of this desk.
Away with you.
And you can come back on the desk. I've gotten fairly good at moving these things around.
Well, practice makes perfect.
So let's take this stuff off this one. Well, we'll at least get the newsprint off here. But then I should clean my airbrush right away before it sits too long.
Are you thinking for an airbrush a gravity feed one next?
I mean, it might not be a bad idea to have a gravity feed one.
Yeah.
I'm not like it doesn't have to be.
Right.
I do like one of my concerns with some of the gravity feed airbrushes is that the cups don't detach, which I could imagine might make cleaning a little more difficult. What's your experience with that?
Cleaning them? Not that bad. Like my main stay one is an Iwata HPCS Eclipse. Cleans easy. I've also got a Harder and Steenbeck, and it comes with 2 different size color cups. They're screw-on that are gravity feed.
Yeah.
And
now
it cleans well.
The issue with these is it is pressure fit, and as I experienced just a couple days before Wonderfest when I was painting the deflector housing on this one here. And the paint cup fell off, and I got orange paint all over the bottom saucer and had to clean it up.
Yeah.
I've learned that as I hold my airbrush now. Here, let me bring all this over here because I'm going to need it over here to clean anyway. As I hold my airbrush now, when the cup is installed, my fourth finger. I don't know how well you can see this.
Yeah, we can see it underneath there.
Yeah, my fourth finger now sits under the paint cup and supports it there, just because of that experience I had. So it's changed my technique for holding the brush. That said, it hasn't come off again, so that's good. Oh, I need some air. It's amazing sometimes how much paint is actually still in the brush itself.
Isn't it though? Sometimes it's just crazy.
All right.
It could also be a sign that your seals are going.
Well, it's the paint that's already been brought out of the cup, but hasn't been sent through the tip yet. So hello.
Oh, there's me. Hi everyone, that's me.
All right, I need to go rinse out my paint cup. Ken's flashing my stream. This is our E for Everyone stream, Ken.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this is the one where I'm laying in bed getting ready to fall asleep here at 10 o'clock, which for me is in half an hour.
All right, give me one moment. I'm just going to rinse out my paint cup.
AK had said, mind the gap. Yeah, AK says, I'm not a fan of gravity feed. I like being able to switch colors quickly. Also, it's easy to make an oopsie and spill the paint.
Yeah, I'm not hot swapping colors unless I've got the two airbrushes going, because I prefer to fully clean the brush between colors.
Yeah.
Well,
Let's see here. Do you know what needle size you're looking for? Like a standard Iwata comes with a 0.35 mil. So it's kind of a middle of the road.
Yeah, I typically don't have much need to swap my needles.
You're not doing super fine, so you probably don't need a 0.2 or whatever.
Well, I'm not doing free brushing fine work like
Right.
what the guy is doing, the like the miniatures and stuff like that, the like figures and that kind of thing, where you're free handing a bunch of fine detail. All the fine detail I'm doing is masked off, right? So
so a 3.5 would actually work for you, or 0.35.
yeah, the application where I would need to switch is if I was using my airbrush to, say, do the base coat of this, and I wanted more paint out on one pass, right?
Yeah.
But like for this, I was able to get the perfect base coat color in a rattle can, which just made life for that size, for that amount of surface space, just made a world of difference for quality of life working on it.
What else we got here?
Now on the when I go to do the 1400 scale, the colors will not transfer 1-to-1, because like everything else, color scales. So these colors are decent on this size of ship, but
Yep.
when you go to the smaller size, the color variation has to be less. So the colors need to be a little bit more in the same, like closer together.
Yep.
Because it just does it. Those colors that I used on this one just would not look right on the smaller scale ship.
Yeah.
So that's just something that's really good to remember, is that lighting scales and color scales.
See, another thing I like about gravity feed airbrushes is for if you want to do quick color changes, you can just blow through with the cleaner of your choice.
Yeah, but the cleaner doesn't get everything, and so depending on what your color like if you're swapping between close colors, like just different shades of gray, that's one thing. But if you're running a red through and then you're running a white through and a yellow through, and
well, you should always go through for your lightest color to your darkest. So, but with like the Iwata and stuff, I can just give it a quick blow through, quickly take the cap off the back of the airbrush itself, pull the needle out, and just give it a quick wipe down, put it back in, done.
Yeah.
Can do the same thing with the Badger, I think is the same. And what else? Harder and Steambeck is the same as well.
So I've kind of developed my own cleaning routine on this.
Yeah, and you kind of need to for each airbrush, right?
Yeah.
Depending on the style and whose it is and whatnot.
Somebody watching the stream a few weeks ago said, "I have never seen anybody clean an airbrush that way." But you know what? I mean, part of my personality is I like being thorough, and I also have the more thorough I am cleaning my brush, the less issues I have with clogging or other issues.
Like here we go. The HPCS is gravity feed. Comes with a 0.35 millimeter needle. Has a paint cup that's 1/3 ounce or 9 millimeter. It's best for all-purpose detail and coverage. And most popular Eclipse model. Excellent balance of fine detail and medium coverage.
Yeah, I think most
Handles
people
thicker paint.
I think most people find the needle size that works for most of their stuff, and they most of the time stick with that.
Oh, I did for years. Then you start painting paint schemes on armor or camouflage schemes on aircraft from like World War II, etc.
Well, and you're probably doing those freehand, right? You're not using
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, for that stuff, right?
Yeah, I think I've only masked one once before, and it was like, man, okay. It was more of just to see. I'm just as good free-handed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't do much of that stuff. Well, I haven't really done any of that stuff, but I would imagine that it's mostly like the real aircraft, the real tanks, all that kind of stuff. No two of the same model are camouflaged the same way, right?
You'd be surprised. There's actually templates for them.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah, like all the Abrams, the American Abrams tanks, they're all exactly the same. Like if they're in the NATO colors, it's exactly the same layout.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of World War II aircraft, when they put the camouflage scheme on the top and whatnot, that was big rubber mats they'd lay out at the factory and just spray paint.
See, I would have just assumed that it was much more random.
A lot of the German stuff in World War II, some of it came out of the factory camouflage, but the later you get in the war, it's all like done in the field.
Yeah,
by individual tank crews.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, the last comment here I'm seeing is just it's still just AK. With
saying
I'm
how
not a fan
he is about cleaning his airbrush.
Yeah, he says, I'm not a fan of gravity feed. I like being able to switch colors quickly. Also, it's easy to make an oopsie and spill paint. Yeah.
Let me just make sure that chat is actually live here. I have to wait for a commercial to play on my own stream before I can check that.
Is it time? We need to do another commercial break?
We probably should.
Michael Pro is saying, all right, everyone, bedtime. Have a good night and happy building.
Yeah. And that is the most up-to-date one I have showing up on the live stream. So it looks like everything is coming into StreamYards. We have Power Ranger Donnie here saying, hello, Andrew and all. Hope everyone is well, despite the passing of CNN founder Ted Turner and Super Sentai and mental hero legend Kenji Oba. Okay. That's all news to me. Did not know about any of that.
Okay.
Well, I think I heard something about Ted Turner, but that might have also been just one of the
Australian guy, but
no, that might. You know what? I think it was actually just one of the recent trivia question things. There was a
okay
question or something like that. Okay, so we're gonna just quickly run a commercial break. We don't run too many on this stream, and we manually trigger them so that you're not stuck with me doing something really important, and then all of a sudden it goes to commercial break. So let's just run a commercial break, and we have you back here shortly. Some of you are going to stick around. You can stick around, and we'll get this taken care of, and we will get some. We'll get the rest of that yellow unmasked.
I am looking at Maple Airbrush Supplies at the Iwata HPCS for $239.97.
Maple sounds yummy.
Sometimes they send you maple candies.
Oh, yeah?
Because I bought stuff from them over the years. They also sell like paints and stuff. Then they have the same airbrushes set, which comes with the hose, as well as a bit of cleaning solution, maybe some paint.
There was, because I looked just on Amazon just to see what was available there, like what Amazon was carrying, and there was the most sketchiest thing in the world. It was a set of 7, count it, 7 airbrushes for less than you would typically pay for one good quality airbrush. And you gotta wonder what kind of quality is going into these 7 airbrushes for $250.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at a set of 6 by Iwata that's for just about $1,000.
That's more reason that makes more sense.
Yeah, but some of them are cheap, kind of coming out of China. Some of them actually work fairly well, but it's luck of the draw, I guess.
Use at your own risk.
Yeah. Some of them may last you a super long time, some may not.
But when the price just seems too good to be true.
Yeah. I think one of the big things with those is because they're rubber seals, you really don't want to use lacquer paints much, if at all.
Well, I've pretty much gone away from lacquers and enamels.
Yeah.
I know like the enamel paints are much more durable, but they're much more toxic too.
Yes.
And so when you got little ones around,
no, it's not worth the risk when you got little ones around.
all right. And if I've done my job properly, this should be nice and clean now.
Let's find out.
Oh, let's put things back in the correct order. Assembly order of operations. So I am kind of hoping that I will have a clear coat on at least the one sometime this week. If there's some gaps I need to fill on the other one, then it's likely not going to come to Wonderfest.
That's unfortunate.
Then again, I don't know that there would be the space at Andy's booth for 2 of them.
True. So would you finish the one titled Enterprise first then?
We shall see. I mean, right now they are interchangeable until that registry and name goes down on it.
Right.
All right, I'll run some of my top secret airbrush cleaning solution through it.
Quick, everybody, close your eyes. Don't look. It's a secret.
It just may not be the normally accepted airbrush cleaner. So I'm not encouraging people to use it.
Well, with acrylic paints, you could also use something like a couple squirts of Windex.
Well, my airbrush cleaner might be blue in color.
There you go.
It works very well. It's just not the normally accepted cleaner.
Yeah.
And I'm not using it, like I'm not using any cleaner to clean out my airbrush straight from painting. I always clean it out manually before I run cleaning solution through it, because I find that just running cleaning solution through does not cut it. All right, let's get the rest of that masking off of there for those yellow sections. Let's see, we do have some chat. Let's see, where do we leave off? Let's see. AK says, no offense, my Canuck friends. I am not a fan of maple except for wood. Maple Oreos are addictive.
Yeah. Even those Dare maple cookies are good.
Yeah. I do prefer the Oreo ones.
Okay. Yeah.
Over the Dare ones personally, but that's my personal preference. Let's see here. Power Ranger Donnie says, nearly 5 months since I completed my tutorial on how to make a customized version of AMT's Enterprise D model. Mine was my version of the restored Enterprise D from the final season of Picard. You know what's really cool is, so Wayne from Motion Picture Miniatures here, let me just, oh, I'm not on the right window here. Okay. Wayne from Motion Picture Miniatures is still working on the Don Shoko kit that is being made as the Enterprise D from season 3 of Picard, with the Syracuse secondary hull and the open panels and stuff like that on the secondary hull. And he's building it for Terry Metalis.
Nice.
Which is really cool. Let's see. Power Ranger Donnie also says, I customized my Hot Wheels Enterprise D to a fully restored and preserved Enterprise D as seen in Picard series final, but made it more studio accurate. About 2 years since I have been saving money on 2 copies of the AMT Enterprise D 2024 model, with the second copy soon to be used for the Syracuse model. David James says, so how long a break will you need after this before starting your V2? Well, I thought my V2 650 was coming, but they actually sent me the 1000 scale version. So what we're going to do is I'm going to unbox the 1000 scale version. I'm going to do an unboxing video. I'm going to review the kit, put a video out, and then send it off to a customer of Helios, hopefully a customer in Canada that is ordering one, and then Helios will send me the 650 kit. But the 650 kit that I'm getting will be in my stash and will be built sometime down the future. I've got 2 1400 scale Enterprise E's to do once these are out the door, and then I've got a 1400 scale Enterprise D to do, possibly another 1400 scale Enterprise E to do at some point. And but the next big project is that 350 scale Enterprise B. So that would be the next one on the docket after that. And then Ken says, I use lacquer thinner cleaning my airbrushes. Do you use that on, even if you're using acrylic paints? Is that just your go-to for it, or is that because you're using a lot of lacquers?
Yeah, I use a lot of lacquer paints myself, so I use a lot of lacquer thinner. It really does a good job of cleaning things out.
Yeah, it does the lacquer does a really good job at cleaning your vision out too.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you're well ventilated, wear a mask.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
One day I will have a paint booth, like a paint booth room. That's not today. So any of the major, like I will time. Let's see. I will time the priming stages of projects so that I can do those during the nice season weather. I don't really want to be priming these models in the winter, or it's a big pain because you have to lock off the garage and freeze the place out after a while to air it out, and so it's just so much nicer to be able to either take the projects outside and prime them outside, or open up the big garage doors and do it that way. I have an air purification system in here for most of the stuff, but I prefer to do all that stuff with the big garage doors open, or do them right outside. Now with now that I have the wheelie table here, I can put the wheelie table down on the main floor and put the model parts on, and I can just wheel them right outside the door. So those are looking so much better. The color is about the right shade of yellow. Looks like it looks like the first time I painted those, some paint got under the masking on the windows and got a little bit of paint on the LEDs there, so I might just clean those up a little bit before closing them off. Let's see, what am I going to do next? If I mask off and paint the photon launcher on the front, you're not going to be able to see the work I'm doing. That's the problem there.
Sorry, I was just getting something here. Sent you a message.
Oh, you sent me a message
in Discord.
Okay. So did Jody. Oh, an airbrush recommendation.
No. That'll be there in 5 days.
What?
Yeah.
Ken, you don't have to do that.
Yeah, but I felt like doing it.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
Should I show it on...
if you like, yeah.
On screen? So apparently Ken is sending me this. And I want a airbrush.
I want a HPCS, also along with a same size spare needle.
Okay.
In case something ever goes wrong. And then a quick connect.
Oh, very cool.
So you can quickly connect and disconnect it from the hose.
Oh, well, thank you, Ken.
You're welcome.
I'll have to give that a go. Just okay, Jody, if you're still here, I just saw your message. I will find out for you, okay? I will find that information out for you. Jody just sent me a message on Discord, so I will find out that information and pass that along to you. All right.
Ken says, Iwata airbrush. Iwata is a great airbrush.
Yeah.
Thumbs up. Yeah, I mean, for me, that's my go-to. It's one of the best made ones.
It is not a bad idea to have multiple brands and styles of airbrushes.
Yeah, some people start having more than one airbrush, and sometimes they'll do something like this. This airbrush only does metallics. I only do metallic colors with this. Or this one only does acrylics, and this does, enamels, or, that sort of thing.
Well, and different airbrushes have different strengths and use cases, right?
Yeah. And there's lots of different add-ons for that. I've got the same airbrush, and I've put different add-ons for it, for like a throttler limiter on the back, so you can only pull the needle back so far, so you can lock out how far it goes. And it does not have a removable color cup, though.
All right. So I might need to get some best practices for cleaning from you then.
Certainly.
Just because it'll be different than I'm used to.
Do you know how to do a blowback?
A blowback.
Where you put your finger over where the needle goes and everything, and you just spray, but everything gets flushed backwards into the system.
Oh, I never even thought of doing that.
That's more of a color cup on top sort of thing.
Okay.
And so you can kind of do that as a first kind of, like, that's one of the things I'll do. I'll do get rid of the paint in the color cup, then I'll spray it through with a little bit, and then do a back blow, and then dump that, and then just gonna wipe it down on the inside and just give it a little bit more cleaner and blow it through.
I wonder if I switch cameras here and I bring this, I mean, you might be able to see what I'm doing better than the overhead camera. We'll give it a go.
Couldn't hurt to try.
Give it a go.
See, AK says, sweet, a long hose to go with it. David James says, yeah, I picked up the blowback technique watching Adam Savage. I picked it up from watching Philip Flory out of the UK.
Of course, my head might get in the way.
Can you angle it a little bit more so that you're more at a side angle for us?
Well, I have to be able to see where I'm placing the masking, right?
Ken says, I have one that is I want a custom Micron CMC-C, very expensive airbrush for detailing.
Hey, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing detailing. Enterprise detailing.
Yeah, the one I got for you there is just like that middle of the road one I was talking about with the 0.35 millimeter needle.
Mm-hmm.
And then it'll have a replacement needle in case something ever happens.
Something I should do. I should put a dollop of liquid mask. This is the liquid mask I'm using on the end of the fiber that is attached to the LED, which is running the photon launcher effect. Because I don't want to paint over that.
That wouldn't hurt, yeah.
So I'll just have to make sure. So I might not get this painted tonight because I just want to make sure. I'll have to make sure that the silicone material is has had a chance to dry before I paint it. Well, the fiber is sticking out slightly.
Yeah, and Ken says, I also have the Iwata Eclipse. It's great for detailing. Yeah.
So if the silicone doesn't work, I might just actually be able to slice that fiber off a little bit more. So I've got options, people. I've got options.
And if you get a little business card with that airbrush, hang on to it, because that way if you ever need to or want to upgrade any parts down the road.
Okay.
That way you'll know, hey, this is a spot I can get that done. Like if in 5-10 years time you want to up to redo your seals in there, you can get a seal kit for, I don't know, right now probably about $20-$30 to replace all the seals in there.
So at the rate of inflation, that'll be like $180 by the time I would need to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, but they last a long time. Them and Badgers are pretty good for seals. They seem to last a while. And definitely with the German ones. I don't know what the German one is. I just forget. Harder and Steenbeck. That's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah. You should be able to see the
area you've masked off.
Yeah.
And Power Ranger Donnie says beautiful. I'll be right back.
So when it comes time to do the Enterprise B,
and you're doing the Excelsior, are you going to will you just follow along with the build series and then chat through anything that comes up? Is that kind of what you're thinking? Oh, Ken is muted.
Yeah, sorry, I said I'd be right back.
So I was just asking when it comes time to do the Enterprise B, and you're doing your Excelsior, are you thinking just like following the build series, like my YouTube build series, and then just chatting through any issues that come up, kind of a deal?
Yeah, basically. I think the big thing for me is wondering where I can get masks for the Aztecing.
The plan is to use the work that Hagen has done for the smaller one, and upscale that and make any adjustments for
differences between the Excelsior and the B. Which I mean, you don't have to worry about the differences because you're doing the Excelsior.
Yeah, exactly. I'm doing the NCC Excelsior.
I'm not sure if Hagen did the NCC or if he did the NX.
NX, yeah. Not too many big details. Just smaller stuff around the bridge. Shuttle bay area. I think something around the nacelles as well. David James says, looks like you're recreating a shot from the TNG finale. There are multiple Enterprises.
Yeah. Or the one where
all those Enterprises come together.
the one where Worf is like switching between universes, and at the end there you get like all these Enterprises in the same universe,
including the one from the Borg universe.
Yeah.
Ken saying my first airbrush was a Badger 155 Anthem, and I still have it. Yeah, I have a one of mine was the Badger Patriot 105. I still have that one.
Well, I've been running the Badger Crescendo 175s for quite a long time.
Yeah,
it's just that they're getting old.
Yep.
One of them is leaking air.
Okay. That's actually a seal issue you can sometimes get parts for, and just pop out the old seal, put in a new seal, and it'll be just as good as new.
Well, it's not like there's no rubber seal there. So it's
isn't the shaft that goes down towards the air hose?
Yeah, so it's right
in there.
Something I can point at. So it's where the valve assembly sits down to the bottom of the brush here.
There's also, when you completely disassemble, you take out the thumb piece or the finger piece right above it, the trigger.
Yep.
You'll be able to remove parts in there, and there are seals in there.
No, it's all metal on this one.
The Badger, the water looks the same way. You have to remove one of the ends,
so
either on the inside or the outside, and it'll be just a small seal in there.
Yeah, there's a so in. Let me just get this off here. So in this piece, there's a tiny small O-ring.
Yeah.
And that doesn't seem to be the issue. The O-ring in there does not seem to be the issue.
Okay.
It's literally coming out between the two sections here.
Okay. Could also be a seal just somewhere else in there. That's why they usually give you a seal kit, whereas like all the seals all in one. For, not a lot of money. Let's see here.
What time is it?
It is 5 minutes after.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to have to call it because I have to be up early tomorrow.
Okay.
To work. So, yeah. So it doesn't seem like we got a lot accomplished tonight, but we got some more paint on the yellow, and we got some other stuff masked off, getting it ready for some paint. But we are so close to the finish line on these. So very close to the finish line on the paint on this one. So sometime this week I should be getting clear coat, gloss coat on it, and then I'll be getting decals down. And there are 406 escape pod decals that have to go down, all individually onto this. So that is going to take a little bit of time. Hopefully all done before this countdown runs out. That's the goal. It's because of the gaps on this right here. I don't think this one's going to Wonderfest because I'm going to have to do a little bit of seam work there that clearly I missed. But at least this one should be there fully finished. So that's the goal. So thank you, everyone. Are there any comments that we need to quickly catch up on? Looks like we got them all.
Yeah, unless anybody's got any last second ones.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone, for joining the live stream. I hope that you've enjoyed the conversation and what we've been doing. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. If you're new to my channel or you haven't done so yet, you can hit the subscribe button today. we are at 3,011 subscribers, which is pretty cool. So if you haven't added yourself to that count, that would be appreciated if you did. But for now, my name is Andrew. Your producer tonight has been Ken. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.